What's up, everybody? Matt Gajeski here, back again with the Odd Shopper channel. And today I'm here to talk about some college basketball betting ahead of Wednesday, January the 18th. Before we get started, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. If you're listening on podcast, please leave a rating and review over there too. Helps us a ton. And we are brought to you guys today by DraftKings Sportsbook. They have a phenomenal offer that's only available through February 12th, so make sure to take advantage of this. How it works is you'll head to DraftKings Sportsbook or click the link in the video description below. Make your first deposit of at least $5 and make a wager of at least $5 on any game, any team you want, and you are going to be paid $200 in free bets instantly, whether that team wins or loses. The legal gambling age in most states is 21. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. I'll give you 3 picks today. We're going to talk about some marquee games and then, as usual, get a little greasy despite our MAC game not coming through yesterday on Miami, Ohio. We had Northern Illinois shoot ridiculous percentage from 3 despite not having their best player. Anyway, we'll kick things off with a Big 12 game. We have TCU taking on West Virginia. A really interesting matchup. West Virginia's taking money in this spot, which is music to my ears because TCU's a team I've been trying to back through most of the year. West Virginia is a team that I kind of want to try to sell. They've actually, I think, outperformed expectations, especially my expectations, but this is still a team I don't have a lot of confidence in moving forward. TCU has been without Micah Peavy. He's dealing with a back issue. He might be back here. They don't really give a lot of good injury information. But we look at the most recent play for these two teams. There's not really much out of the ordinary for TCU or things we didn't expect. They had really tight losses to some competitive teams. Iowa State by 2, Texas by 4. They had the resounding win over Kansas State, who just last night beat number 2 Kansas, which was an awesome game. But TCU's also beaten Baylor, Texas. Those are really key wins. West Virginia is kind of the opposite. They've lost 5 straight, and some of these games should have been wins for them. So their losses came against Kansas State in overtime, Oklahoma State, Kansas, Baylor, and Oklahoma. They lost to Baylor 83-78 per shot quality. The game should have actually been the exact score, but the other way with West Virginia winning. And per shot quality, they should have beat Kansas as well, which was crazy because that was a 76-62 loss. But shot quality actually had this 74-68 in favor of West Virginia. Kansas red hot from 3 in that game. So it's interesting. West Virginia is definitely a buy low per shot quality and a lot of their metrics, but this is a tough spot for them. They will be facing TCU. TCU is awesome on the interior. They rank 60th in scoring inside the paint. West Virginia is 140th in defending that area of the court. West Virginia stylistically is better at shooting threes, but they're not taking a lot of them. And that's actually where TCU excels on defense if you look at this matchup-wise. So this doesn't end up being a strong stylistic matchup for West Virginia. And West Virginia is also 166th in rebounding. TCU is 56th. That's despite pretty close effective height on both teams. So that's an issue for me. And then last thing, TCU's 11th in forcing turnovers. West Virginia is 90th in turnovers committed. So TCU also holds a slight edge there. Essentially across the board, I'm seeing slight edges for TCU everywhere. And the main advantage here I think West Virginia has is they're playing at home. Now, people might say this is a look-ahead spot. The problem with look-ahead spots is they're impossible to quantify. And the second issue is, well, West Virginia faces Texas over the weekend. TCU faces Kansas. Seems like a look-ahead spot for both. You look ahead, people, tell me who wins when both teams have look-ahead spots. So I'll take the points with TCU. Plus 2.5 is widely available. I think that's fine. The last thing I'll say is West Virginia has been taking money, so perhaps you could wait and get better value on this later. But that's where we'll start. Second game, we'll head to the SEC for a rematch. Arkansas takes on Missouri. They actually played this game already in Arkansas and Fayetteville. Arkansas won 74-68 on the home court. Now they're hitting the road. I still like Arkansas as the better team here. I'm seeing some plus 2.5s. I think these are going to be gone pretty quickly. I'm willing to take this plus 1.5, plus 1. So I just want to talk about that because I think this line is going to move. Arkansas is coming off 3 straight losses. But per shot quality, they should have beat Auburn 80-70. The actual score was 80-72. excuse me, the shot quality score was 80-72, but the actual score was 72-59 in favor of Auburn. So some ridiculous shooting regression coming for Arkansas. And I think there's a couple ways to approach this game. Maybe if you miss the +2.5, you could look towards the over. I think over 153 is also live. So there's a couple angles to this game. And the first thing here I want to talk about is the pace. Both of these teams play at the speed of light. So for reference, about 70 possessions per game is average, thereabouts. Arkansas is well above average, 73.6, and Missouri is even faster than that, 74.8. The projected pace in this game is over 74 possessions, which is ridiculously fast. Now, you have Missouri. They rank 5th in offensive efficiency. They're one of the most efficient teams in the country. Arkansas is 95th in offensive efficiency and 23rd in defensive efficiency. So maybe this looks like a tough stylistic matchup for Missouri right away. But the first thing I'll say is Arkansas has not played this well on defense anywhere remotely close to what they played in non-con. In SEC play, they've been gashed repeatedly by opponents. They just allowed 97 points to Vanderbilt, 84 to Alabama. That'll happen. 72 to Auburn, and 68 to Missouri in a game where Missouri has been shooting poorly of late. So this Arkansas defense has definitely been suspect in SEC play. And now we have a fast Missouri team playing at home and a team that has been efficient offensively. Missouri is going to take a ton of threes. I'm a little, suspect of this Arkansas defensive efficiency everywhere, but I think they should be able to take advantage of this. Arkansas definitely has size advantages. They score on the inside very well. Missouri sucks at defending the interior. They rank, 205th on defense efficiency-wise just overall, but 242nd on the interior. Arkansas, that's where they score well from, 41st in the country in two-point efficiency. They're terrible at shooting threes. So this plays right into Arkansas's game. And bottom line here, you have an Arkansas team with pretty big size advantages, rebounding advantages. They're 105th in rebounding. Missouri's 314th. So everything interior-wise, I think this suits Arkansas. Everything on the perimeter suits Missouri, a team that is actually due for some very positive shooting regression here in the future. They're 11th in the country in effective shooting percentage. They've been well below that the last two games. I have questions about Arkansas's defense. So the two plays for me, if you can get Arkansas +2.5 right now, that's preferred. If it's something close to 1.5, I'd still take that. Maybe just a lower number. But if it also gets to that number, I like the over. I'm going to play the over myself. But I think 2.5 is the best number if you can get it. Otherwise, over 153, and then wouldn't play Arkansas if it got to like a pick 'em or something. But I think +1, +1.5 would be okay. Last one, we're going to head out west to the Pac-12. Oregon takes on Cal. Oregon, the away team. Cal, I think, is one of the worst teams in the country. They might be the worst team in the conference. Oregon State might have something to say about that, but we're talking about a bottom two team here. They're playing without Devin Askew. A lot of people contend that is addition by subtraction. Now, Oregon's the exact opposite. This team's been injured all year long. They're finally playing with, I think, their preferred starting five and their preferred players. They got back Jermaine Cuisinart, Keyshawn Barthélemy. Those are two players that have come back over the last two games. I mean, they've been hurt everywhere, though. Even like Nate Biddle's been missing time. He's back now. You even had, some of these really ancillary players like Brennan Rigsby's missed time. This is a team that's finally fully healthy, and returning players like Biddle gives them massive size. Oregon is one of the biggest teams in the country. They're 4th in effective height. Cal is actually 11th, which surprised me because they don't play like it. You look at rebounding numbers, Oregon 66th, despite some of their injuries. Cal's 298th in rebounding. Cal's 279th in interior offense. This team does not play with any size, even though they actually have some taller players. So automatically that suits Oregon. And then you look at three-point percentage. Well, Oregon takes a ton of threes. They're 135th in the country in three-point attempts, but 331st in three-point percentage. This is one of the biggest positive regression spots in the country from three. Will Richardson is shooting 33% from three right now. He's been above 40% in each of the last 3 years. Keyshawn Barthélemy is at 27%. He was 35% last year with Colorado. So you have healthy size, and you have depth at size too. And Fale Dante. We didn't even talk about Khalil Ware. And then we talked about Biddle coming back. Those are three players that are 6'11" and 7 feet tall. They're deep there. One gets into foul trouble, doesn't matter. And then the three-point regression. This team should absolutely decimate Cal. Cal is 312th in offensive efficiency. They can't score. They're 221st in defensive efficiency. They don't defend anywhere well. They can't rebound. I'm surprised this is within 10. I think this probably moves through 8 quickly. I would take it through 10. Shockingly, rarely am I willing to give up that much value. But if you're betting this closer to tip off, I think that's fine. But if you're watching early, grab the 7.5 now while it's available. I think this moves rapidly throughout the day. But that'll do it for us with the Odd Shopper channel. Let me know in the comment section what you think about these plays. A lot of games tonight, a lot of good games. Marquette, they play Providence in a rematch. Let me know what you think about those as well. Otherwise, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe on the way out. You can follow me on Twitter at Matt_Gajewski if you'd like. Otherwise, good luck, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow.